In this video, I'm going to show you how to do this long tail cast on variation that's called the Bulgarian cast on in a lot of my old Lithuanian books. And you can see it's very decorative, heavy, and because it's got so much yarn in it, it's quite stretchy. Another cool thing of it is that it lines up exactly with knit one, purl one ribbing if you're doing a pattern that has that. So it's really interesting technique to learn for this kind of project. First thing you do, of course, for long tail cast on is pull out a long tail of yarn. Now what we need to do for this particular technique is triple it. So we want our tail to be 3 strands thick. And of course mine's pretty short here for demonstration purposes, so I can fit it in the camera. But you will make it as long as you need, probably about 1 inch per stitch. Better to have it too long than too short. So now you see I've got the 1 strand here attached to the ball of yarn and my 3 strands of my tail. So what I'm going to do is take my needle and I want to put it through so that I end up having 2 strands of yarn crossing over it. So I've put it through. Here's my 3 tails that are my long tail tripled, and here's the yarn going to the ball. I put it under that, and then I make this going to the ball go over it too. So I've got 2 strands of yarn on the top of the needle. Then what I'm going to do for like a regular long tail cast on, I'm going to put one over my thumb and one over my index finger. And I'm going to use my index finger with the single strand and my thumb over the triple strand. And so what you do is put the thumb and index finger in between like that, pull it down to make a V, and you make the first stitch in the normal way that you do for a long tail cast on. If you don't know long tail cast on at all, you probably should learn it before you try this. So here's our new stitch, first stitch. There's 2 strands that we had when we first put the yarn on to the needle, and those become the first 2 stitches. Now our second stitch is going to be different. Instead of having the thumb go in the same direction, like in between the yarns with the finger, the thumb's going to go in the opposite direction, and we're going to knit under the back of it, and that makes our second stitch. So see, we've got 1, 2, the first 2, 3, 4. They're going to be held together like a pair, but each one is a separate stitch. So let me show you again. First we make a regular stitch, so we do the regular long tail cast on, knitting into the loop on our thumb. Then we do a backwards stitch and we go under the back of it and pull it up. So again, a regular stitch where we put the thumb and the index finger between the strands, pull down to make a V and knit, and then a backward stitch. So you may need to play this over and over again to get some practice. I'll do a few more for you. Regular stitch, backward stitch, regular stitch, backward stitch. And if you lose your place, this is how you can tell where you are. If you have a pair, you've done a regular stitch and a backward stitch, and you're ready to make a regular stitch. If you've done a regular stitch and stopped for some reason, you can see that you don't have a pair yet, so you know you're up to a backward stitch, because you always have multiples of 2 in this. And these are going to be individual stitches. So right here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 stitches. And see how it's got that pretty decorative edge? I really like this. I've used it on socks and hats and mittens, and I just think it's really fun. So I hope you like it too.